Perasan mana chat. Kat sini. Dah boleh. Alright. Okay. Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to everyone. So here we are again. Wait, let me adjust this camera a bit. This should be fine. Okay, so here we are again with our next problem solving session in Pandai webinar. So last week I discussed on Form 5 Chapter 1, but before that we discussed on Chapter 2 Form 4. So now we are going to continue with Chapter 3 of Form 4, which is Quadratic Function. Okay. In Chapter 2 we discussed quadratic equation. In Chapter 1 we discussed function. So now it kind of combines both. But it's not as hard as most people would think. I think this should be one of the easier topic. Okay, and I hope everyone doing good, especially in this PKPB. This has been 2 months since MCO started. I hope you guys are okay, especially for your mental health and physical health and your relationship with your families and people who are you are living together. Okay, especially for students, you will get a lot of online assignments and classes, but I hope you guys are doing okay as well. There will be some of my friends watching too. I hope you guys are doing good as well. I want to use some song with this, but what do you call this? Kisco doesn't allow yet to integrate song, so it's fine. Maybe not today. Okay, so today as usual, there are around 5 problems that I selected from past year's SPM or SPM trials from all over the country. And let's see if we can discuss all. If not all, maybe 4 at least. So what time is it? 11:04. So why not we get started? Okay, so this one is not clear, but let me rewrite this. So quadratic function is a function in the form of this: fx equals to ax squared plus bx plus c, where a, b, c are constant and a will never be equal to 0. A can be negative, a can be positive, but it cannot be equal to 0. Note that the highest power of an unknown, which is the x, we can use any other, any other letter besides x. It's not special, just something that we have used for a long time. Okay, so the highest power of an unknown of a quadratic equation must be 2. Okay, this a is important because if a is positive, then our graph will look like this: a smiley face. Smiley face. So this is for a larger than 0. If a is less than 0, or if a is negative, then we will have a sad face. Okay, and then we also need to see if our graph intersect with the x-axis or not. Okay, if the graph doesn't intersect with x-axis, then it doesn't have any root. So this is equivalent to, we are saying b squared minus 4ac is less than 0. Okay, this one, if it touches only at one point, then this is the quadratic equation or quadratic function only has one root. So this is b squared minus 4ac equals 0. So if it touches at 2 different points, like these two, so this is b squared minus 4ac larger than 0. Okay, we also have quadratic inequalities. We'll discuss that later. We have maximum and minimum values. Okay, if the value of A is positive, then it should have a minimum value. If A, wait to write this down. If A is larger than 0, it has a minimum value. If A is less than 0, then the function has a maximum value. Okay. And that's about it. Okay, there's one more important note here. So if we use completing the square, then we will have x squared will be equals to a x plus p squared plus q. Okay, so what does it mean? This means, okay, so the maximum or minimum value will occur at x equals negative p. And then the maximum or minimum value is q. That is one. And then, so the equation of the axis of symmetry, so axis of symmetry is x equals to negative p. Okay, this will play an important part later. Okay, so let's get to our first problem of today for today. You can see from your computer or from your phone. Okay, diagram 9 shows the graph of a quadratic function y equals to fx. As you can see. B is the turning point of the curve. Okay, so Raja 9 menunjukkan graf fungsi kuadratik y sama dengan fx. B ialah titik pusingan lengkung itu. Jadi at B is also its maximum value and also its, what do you call? B is also its axis of symmetry. It occurs at B. So the axis of symmetry is x equals to 3. Okay, so state the type of root. Okay, we can go straight to the question or we can analyze the graph a bit. So we know here, you can see it intersects with at 2 points, here and here. That's one. And then we know it's, what do you call this? Y-intercept is this. Y-intercept or persilangan Y. There are two x-intercepts at this one and this one. At x equals 7, and we don't know what this one is yet. Okay, and we also don't know the value here. What is here? The coordinate. We know it's 3, but we don't know what is the y value. So it's fine for now. Okay, so state the type of root. What is the type of root? Okay, since we have intersect with 2 points here, so it's obvious that this has distinct and real roots. Okay, and that's it. Because we can see from the graph that it intersects at 2 different points at the x-axis, and that's about it. That's what the question asks. And then find the equation of the curve. Okay, I think this one has many ways to solve this, but the one that I like is if we can find what is this one. Can I use other color? If you can find the value here, then we can find the equation of the curve. Okay, one thing that is unique about quadratic, not unique, but one thing that is interesting about quadratic equation is that the distance here from the center to the root, these two are the same. Okay, so the value of this is 4. So the value of this, the distance here to here is 4. Sorry. Okay, so the distance here is 4. So the distance here also must be 4 because remember that this is the axis of symmetry. Okay, we know this is 4 because 7 minus 3. And then we know this is 4 because it is the same. So here is 3. So minus 4. So we have this is negative 1. So our, what do you call this? Our roots are negative 1 and 7. So now we know what are our roots. We can actually solve this. So we know fx is equal to x minus 1 times x minus 7. Okay, because this equation equals to 0 if we enter the root. So now we know that the answer is actually x squared minus 7 plus 1. So minus 7, 6 x minus 7. Okay, so this is our answer. So this is the equation of the curve. Alright, I hope that is clear. It should be easy for now. Well, it only took me around 6 minutes to solve this. So I think we'll be finishing early today. Okay. If you guys have any question later on, okay, just ask me if you want to watch at the previous problems. You can always do that. No worries. Okay, so I think we can move on to the next problem. Yeah. Okay. So this is the next problem. Find the range of values of x such that the quadratic function fx equals 6 plus 5x minus x squared uh, does not intersect the x-axis. Find the range of values of x such that the quadratic function does not intersect the. Okay, I might be interpreting this question wrong, but if I do that, please let me know. Okay, so what it means, okay, we can rearrange this a bit. So fx is equals to negative x squared. Okay, silent. Negative x squared plus 5x plus 6. Okay. First we need to find the root. So the roots are, okay, what are the roots? Is there even roots? Okay, we can check actually. So b squared minus 4ac. So this is equal to 25 minus 4 minus 1 6. Okay, so this is obviously larger than 0 because this is 25 plus 24. So 39. Okay, so this one obviously has two roots because this is larger than 0. Okay, so that's one thing settled. And then okay, we can find its root. So its root is one of them is negative x. X. So this is plus 6 minus 1. No, actually wrong. This is not correct. Wait, I'm kind of slow. use 2, 3. Nah. Am I doing it correctly? Okay, one more time. So this is b squared. B squared, b is 5, so 25. A is negative 1, no problem. C is 6. Oh, hi Siti Suhaila. You wrote something, but you deleted it. It's fine. Hi Rukaya. Apa khabar? Hopefully both of you are doing good. I'm actually kind of sleepy. I just want to never mind that. Okay, so this is okay. I need to find the root. So the root, I think six is two. Okay, I cannot work like this, so I usually macam ni. 5x minus 6. Okay, this is better. Okay, so this is x. And x. Okay, 6, 1. Negative. Okay, so it's this Laila. Okay, yes, it's the same. So what's different between yours and mine is I bring out this negative. Okay, but it's the same. Okay, thank you for verifying that. Okay, so the next one is okay. So we know the root. Okay. No, actually, this is enough. Why? Because okay, we need to find the range of values of x such that the quadratic function does not intersect the x-axis. Okay, so this function only intersect x-axis where what do you call, where at the root, only intersect at the root, or when f(x) is equal to 0. So there are two values which that are happening, which are f negative 1 and f 6 equal 0. Okay, to put it into perspective, something like this. So, saya tak buat kelas ke minggu ni? Um, okay, this is just a sketch, so it's fine. Okay, so negative 1 here, taken 6. Okay, since this function a is equals to negative 1, so kurang lah. Okay, sorry, my lukisan tak pernah bagus. Actually, actually good. Stick is not here to judge, so whatever. Okay, so something like this. Okay, so back to the question. It asks for the range of values of x such that the quadratic function does not intersect the x-axis. So, so the function only intersect here and here. So other than negative 1 and 6, the function won't intersect. Range, range ni, how to write range? Okay, you can write in terms of set. So, but there are many ways. For example, I can use negative infinity until negative 1 in union negative 1 until 6 union 6 until infinity. This is 1. Or x in this, or x in negative infinity sampai infinity, the minus beside -1 union 6. Okay, which means it is set at everywhere. Sorry, the value is everywhere except x equals to -1 and x equals to 6. Okay, so I think this question is simple, but the wording, only the wording is a bit confusing. But other than that, should be fine. It is Haila. Oh, you write something. You delete it. It's fine. You are correct. Okay, so I think that's it for question number 2. Now is 11:22. We have 3 more problems. Okay, we can check back previous problems if you want. So please do so. Just ask if you want to look at the previous problems. So this is question number 3. Okay, so we are given a diagram. You can see here we have a quadratic equation, a quadratic function with minimum value, and then the y-intercept is at 23. Oh, actually, this is C equals to 23. Maximum value is 2, 3. So we can write this as fx equals to, we know A, we don't know A yet. X minus 2 plus 3. Because the 2, 3 is where the maximum value, minimum value occurs. We know, it is a smiling face. So A is positive. But that's all. We don't know anything else just yet. Okay, actually, I almost solved the problem. In diagram 5, the point 2, 3 is the turning point on the graph. So turning point is the maximum point or minimum point. It's the same thing for quadratic function. On the graph, having an equation shape y equals to p x plus h. Yeah, squared. I forgot the square. Okay, so to compare, this is y equals to p x plus h squared plus k. Okay, so we need to find the values for p, h, and k. Okay, I think we already got h and k. We can just compare with uh, our first equation here. So this is the first equation. Okay, so by comparing, we have, I just write it here, k equals to 3, and then h equals to -2. Okay, so now we just need to find what is the value of p. In the same way, we need to find the value of a. Alright, so how do we find that? We use this one more information given by the graph, which is 23. So this 23 occurs. So fx or y is equals to 23. Y equals to 23 when x is equal to 0. Okay. So when x equals to 0, so what do we do with this information? We just plug in here. So f0 equals to, we use p 0 minus 2 squared plus 3. So this is equals to 23. So we have p, so 2 squared, -2 squared is 4. So 4p plus 3 is equals to 23. So we have 4p equals to 20. Just 3 minus 3. So we have p is equals to 20 divided by 5. So this is equals to 4. So now we have all of our solutions. Everything that we need. So we already find the values for P, H, and K. Sorry. And okay, so this is 20 divided by 4, not 20 divided by 5. My bad. Okay, so P is equals to 20 divided by 4. So 20 divided by 4 is 5. So P equals to 5. Okay, so P equals to 5, H equals to -2, and K equals to 3. And that's about it for this problem. Hi, Sham. Okay, so now it's 11:27. So why not we take a rest for around 1 or 2 minutes? It'll be fine. So everyone is doing well on this day and on these days. For the Muslim, I hope you are fasting well. Don't accidentally drink water. Okay, so this is problem number 3. We have, I think, only 2 more problems. All right, so thank you, Honey. That's actually really. Okay, so we move on to our next problem. So given the quadratic function f(x) equals to m minus 2 and then bracket n minus x squared has a maximum point of 6 and -4. Find the value of m and of n. Diberi fungsi kuadratik f(x) sama dengan m tolak 2 dalam kurungan n tolak x squared. Mempunyai titik maksimum 6, -4. Cari nilai bagi m dan nilai bagi n. Okay, actually this is very direct. This is only a 2-mark problem. Okay, but it's just a bit confusing because of this n minus x. Usually x at the front, but not and x is at the back. But actually for this problem, there's no problem, no pun intended. If we just write m minus 2 x minus n squared like this. I think this is the more preferred way of writing because it's consistent with what we want to do. Okay, but the problem is we want to find the value of n. That should be fine. Okay, so this one has a maximum point, okay, which is true because here our a is -2. Actually, we can write like this: -2 x minus n squared plus m. Okay, so we know the maximum value is this m, and it occurs at x equals 6. Okay, so this is important because we want this value, this one, to be equal to 0. So we have x minus n should be equal 0 when x is equal to 6. So 6 minus n must be equal to 0. Therefore, our n must be equal to 6. Okay, so this is 1 mark. Okay, and then another one is we need to find the value of m. So we know the maximum value is -4. This is the value of x. This is the value of fx. So m, okay, when this is 0, when this part is 0, so m is the maximum. So this is m is negative 4. Okay, wait, this is, okay, let's write it like this. So negative 2, 6 minus 6 squared plus m. Okay, so the left hand side should be equals to negative 4. Okay, so since this is equals to 0, so we have negative 4 equals to m. Alright, or simply m is equals to negative 4. So this is our another mark. So one mark for finding m and one mark for finding n. And that's it. The two mark that we need. Okay, quadratic function should be an easy part, so I won't spend too much time on this. Okay, and the last one, the last problem for today. Actually, today we are going very quick. Okay, diagram 2 shows the graph of y equals to p plus 1x squared minus 2px plus p minus 3. So there's a lot of p that, a lot of p's there. Jadi dia menunjukkan graf bagi y sama dengan p tambah 1x squared tolak 24x dan 2px tambah p tolak 3 dengan keadaan p ialah pemalar. Okay, so ini grafnya. This is the graph. Okay, so this is the maximum point. Okay, so we know a is negative. So this is so the p plus 1 is equals to a. Might be important, might not be important. We'll see later. So this is the y-intercept. So this is 0q. So when x is equals to 0, our y is equals to q. Need to find that. Okay, so this is all the information given. Okay, we need to find the range of values of p. Okay, so for this one, it doesn't say anything. Just we need to find the range. But we can see from the graph, from the curve, that it actually, okay, the curve does not intersect with the x-axis. So which means it does not have any real roots, which also means that b squared minus 4ac is less than 0. Okay, so this is what we need to use. So we have a is equals to p plus 1, b is equals to negative 2, and c is equals to p minus 3. Okay, so just plug in, sorry, negative 2p. Okay, so just plug in, yada, yada, yada. So negative 2p squared minus 4 p plus 1 p minus 3 less than 0. Okay, this is less than 0. So this is okay. This is kind of nice because it will cancel out. So negative 2p squared is p squared, 4p squared. I can just do this. So p squared, and then 3p, negative 3 plus 1 negative 2 p minus 3 less than 0. Okay, we can factor out the 4. So 4 p squared minus p squared plus 2p plus 3 is less than 0. So p squared and p squared cancel out. So 4 can be simply divided. So we have 2p plus 3 less than 0. Okay, therefore, we have p is less than negative 3 over 2. And this is it. Okay, so I don't know where the 2 marks come from, but I know when we got p, that is 1 mark. So another one should be somewhere when we use the formula correctly, I suppose. Okay, so that is question number number 5, A. So we still have 5B1 and then 5B. Okay, so now we have if -1, -10 is a point on the graph, find the value of Q. So, now we need to find the value of Q. Okay, so how do we find it? Simply we can just plug in this. So let me get this one. Okay, so if -1, -10 is the point on the graph. Okay, so with this information, we can actually find the value of P. So how do we find it? Simply just plug in. So -10 is equals to P plus 1, -1 squared, which is equals to 1, -2P -1 plus P minus 3. Okay, so -10 is equal to, okay, so -1 squared is 1. So 1 time anything is still that thing. So this P plus 1. -2 times -1 is plus 2. So this is plus 2P. So plus P minus 3. So P, 2P and P is 4P. Plus 1 minus 3 minus 2. This is minus 10. So 4P is equals to -10 plus 2. So this is -8. So we have P equals to, cikgu kenapa 4 tu cancel? Oh sorry, kejap. Kita begini sini. So P sama dengan -2. Okay, so you're asking for this, kenapa 4 ni cancel? Okay, sebab 4 ni basically kita boleh terus faktorkan je. So if I divide this by 4, so I can divide this by 4 as well. So still the same thing. Okay, for example, I give you an example. Let's say I have 4x. Maybe I use, okay, we can use x. So 4x is less than 0. So this is also the same. If I say 4x divided by 4 is less than 0 divided by 4. So, but 0 divided by 4 is 0. So it's the same as 0, x is less than 0. So this is why we can cancel out the constant. So it doesn't have to be 4. It can be any other constant. So any constant can be cancelled out like this. In the same way, if we have x is larger than 0, I can multiply this by any number. Let's say I want to say 10. So 10x is larger than 0 times 10, which is true. So 10x is still larger than 0. Okay, so that's why we simply cancel that 4. So even if we don't cancel the 4, we should get the same answer. Okay, so Ziad, I hope that is what do you call clear. Kalau tak faham, saya boleh terangkan dalam bahasa Melayu. Actually, so oh, okay, so back to this. So now we have P is equals to 2. So that is one mystery solved. You see? Okay, so I hope you understand. Alright, so y is equals to -2 plus 1 x squared. Clear? Alright. Good, good. Alright, no problem. Kalau ada apa-apa soalan lagi, tanya je anytime. Plus -2 minus 3. Okay, tolong check dengan saya. Saya bila buat calculation macam ni kadang-kadang selalu salah. Okay, so -2 plus 1 is -1. So negative x squared. -2 times -2 is plus 4. So 4x. And then plus times negative is negative. So negative 2 minus 3 is negative 5. Okay, so we have this. Yep. Okay, so we have this is our equation. So we have this. Since we already solved the value for P. Okay, but now the question asks us to get this value of Q. So value of Q, we can get it if we simply put x equals to 0. So simply just put I is Q actually. So Q is equals to negative 0 squared plus 4 times 0 minus 5. So we have actually Q is equals to negative 5. So now we get the value of this. So we have Q equals to negative 5. Ta-da. Okay, and then one more thing that we need to do, we need to find the coordinate of M. So this coordinate of M here, so we need to find the maximum value for our, what do you call this? Our equation. Okay, so we need to put it into the, I don't know what it's called, the form for x minus 5. Okay, so we need to complete the square. So bring out the negative first. So negative x squared minus 4x plus 5. Okay, so this is negative x squared minus 4x minus, so plus 4 minus 4 plus 5. Okay, we need this plus 4 minus 4 because we want to complete this one. So by completing, what happened is this is equal to x minus 2 squared. Okay, and then negative 4 plus 5. So this is 5/4 plus 1. Like this. So now this is equals to negative x minus 2 squared minus 1. Okay. So since this one is in this form, so we know the maximum point is actually, okay, so maximum value is negative 1 occurs at x equals to 2. So the maximum point, so the maximum point atau M given by the question is actually is 2 negative 1. Okay? So that's how we solve this. So this M is equals to 2 negative 1. Okay, kalau ikut gambar raja pun should be logical lah. Tapi jangan fokus on logik tak logik raja. Sometimes the diagram can be not confusing, misleading. Okay, so this is the solutions. Okay, so if you guys just arrived and you want to watch the previous problems, you can watch when the video is published. Okay, I can think a lot in this problem. There are only 5 problems, and all the problems are quite direct, no tricky questions like last year SPM, and the passcode one. So that's it for today. Okay, thank you for everyone who's watching. I appreciate you being here. Faila, Kaya, Hisham, and Ziad. Today it's not many people, but it's fine. This is our responsibility still to put up the online videos. So maybe there will be a lot more people who will benefit from this when they watch the video once it is published on the Pandai's page. Okay, so thank you very much. Thank you, Pandai, for hosting. And thank you, everyone who's watching. And that's it from me. Next week is Raya, but I think I still don't know whether they want to put the webinar. They're still going through with the webinar, but if they still going through with the webinar, then I'll be there next week for the next class. So it should be chapter 4 in at Maths Form 4. Okay. For all Muslims for fasting, happy fasting and Selamat Hari Raya in advance. And for everyone else, please do take care of your health as usual, both your physical health and your mental health. Be sure to talk to a lot of people, connect with people online, and also your family and the people who you are living with. And I'll see you guys again next week or on the next video. Bye bye.